Marvelous hello, friends and loved ones. I don't even need to ask how you're all doing today, because if you're subscribed to my channel, chances are pretty good you're already pretty psyched about the new Persona news that just dropped on us. For starters, we got the announcement of Persona Q2 on the Nintendo 3DS, with the Phantom Thieves logo looking like it just jumped straight out of Super Mario Odyssey, and not one, but two new rhythm games in the form of Persona 5 Dancing Star Night, and perhaps most surprisingly, Persona 3 Dancing Moon Knight. Both of these will be releasing in Japan for the PlayStation Vita and PlayStation 4 in spring of 2018. Admittedly, I have so many questions about these games. Will Persona Q2 still be a crossover with the other games in the series, or will it be its own thing? Will time travel and alternate dimensions still be involved? And what of the dancing games? What of them? Persona 4 Dancing All Night found a way to make itself canonical in the series in a way that made sense. Will these new dancing games take a similar path, or is Atlus just going for non-canonical dancing fun? On the Persona 3 side of things, all the designs seem to suggest this game takes place during the main story, rather than being a follow-up. And Persona 5 shows us dancing in Kamoshida's palace, which if you've played Persona 5, you know why palaces can't be revisited. But all of these questions will have to wait, because darn it folks, I wouldn't be me if I didn't take the announcement of a new Megaton game to make a video that turns this happy occasion into a random, only semi-related mess. So with the announcement of 3 new Persona games, I've decided to make a comprehensive list on my top 3 Persona 3s. Let's get started. I'm sure we all saw this one coming, but at number 3 is Persona 3. Just Persona 3. This was a tough decision to make because we all love Persona 3, right? I certainly do. It was my first Persona game, I've sunk so many hours into it. There's no denying that Persona 3 is a fantastic JRPG experience. Unfortunately, with 2 other Persona 3s released later, there's just not really much of a reason to ever revisit this one. But hey, Persona 3, you'll always be the one that came in that cool box with a free art book. I know my number 2 pick might be a bit controversial, but I'm going to go with Persona 3 Portable for the PSP. As the latest installment in the Persona 3 trilogy, it has some legs up on its earlier counterparts, with such things as finally giving us direct control of our party members, the introduction of skill cards, and even a fairly new campaign in the form of everyone's favorite female protagonist, complete with a bunch of unique social link options. However, not only does it completely lack a large chunk of Persona 3's story, namely the answer, but I'll always feel as though its VN-style presentation makes certain scenes far less impactful than they were meant to be. Persona 3 Portable is no doubt a great game, but it's a game I would recommend more to people who are already fans and people who have already played through. That's right folks, the number 1 game on my list of the top 3 Persona 3s is, no surprise, Persona 3 FES. To me, this is the quintessential version of Persona 3. Having everything found in the original game, but adding so much more. You've got extra quests, a brand new social link, new equipment, and a sense of general satisfaction upon clearing all the social links in one playthrough to unlock Orpheus Telos. Not to mention an entire additional 25-hour campaign story in the form of The Answer, which stars Aegis and introduces us to a new party member, Metis. Yeah, mechanically speaking, it may feel like a step back in certain places to Persona 3 Portable, but in my eyes, until they remake the game for the PS4 or something, Persona 3 FES will always be my number 1 Persona 3. In all seriousness, folks, I'm naturally very excited for this. This has been a huge announcement for Persona fans, and there's just so much to take in here. The last time we had a big wave of Persona games all announced at once like this was back in November of 2013. Almost 4 years ago, when they announced the first Persona Q, the first reveal of Persona 4 Dancing Ultra Sun Night, and of course, that minor hit, Persona 5. With Persona 3 Dancing Moon Knight and Persona 5 Dancing Star Night coming out relatively early next year in Japan and already having a bit to show off from these trailers, I think these are the ones we can expect more info on over the next couple of months, especially with the Tokyo Game Show coming up in September. The character models already look pretty great, the remixes seem like they're going to be a good time. I'm just overall pretty psyched for this, folks. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't looking forward to revisiting my old friends in C's, as I'll always have a soft spot for them. So hey, let me know in the comments below which of the 3 new Persona games you're most excited for. And also, let me know what's your favorite Persona 3. And until next time, take care. Wait, Aegis isn't doing the robot. Persona 3 Dancing Moon Knight, 2 out of 10.